Welcome to the Twisted Tentacle Inn review of DEMOGORGON Galeforce 9 miniature figurine. As Daxos, my paladin friend, once told me, the abyss itself is a living thing, the true essence of the Oberyth. Obox the prince of demons, was once the ruler, but the Oberyth Queen of Chaos birthed the first Tana'ri, DEMOGORGON, a beast created from all the primal fears of mortals, and one who wielded unimaginable fury and hunger for destruction. He would eventually become the prince of demons. Today we will be reviewing the Galeforce 9 miniature figurine for DEMOGORGON for Out of the Abyss 5th edition book. Legal for Adventure League play. My group and I had a ton of fun playing this adventure, and the figurines that Galeforce 9 made for it, including Zugmoy and DEMOGORGON, fit in perfectly. I mean, they blew everybody's mind. The detail on this figurine is truly amazing. The material, it's made of high quality resin. The figurine comes unpainted, so you can paint it to your heart's desire. I kind of went for a mix between the classic DEMOGORGON and the book version with the glowing chest and arms and, the fire burning out of its nostrils and its mouth. So I did quite enjoy that color scheme when I was looking through the pictures in the book, so I went with that. But in the box, it demonstrates the more classic look for them, and you're welcome to do whatever you want with it. As you can see, the detail in this figurine is truly mind-blowing. The rubble, his claws right here, and even the knees, the bones protruding from the knees, all the destruction that he's created around him. It's truly remarkable what they've done. The sculptor did an amazing and wonderful job with it. If I didn't say this was one of the most beautiful figurines that I have ever purchased for Dungeons & Dragons, I would be lying. It truly is a work of art. They supposedly only made 1,500 of these, so if you can find it, I highly recommend that you get it. Even if you only use them a few times, it really makes for awesome decoration in your home or for your D&D collection. DEMOGORGON himself is a truly brutal foe, and your players will really enjoy fighting him. And when they see the scale of this creature compared to their heroes, they will be scared just looking at it. In the book, he is mentioned as being a gargantuan creature. And as you can see, I've put Zugmoy, who is a large creature, right next to him, so you can see the scaling. I will also be putting in the figurine for a hero, a typical hero, so you can see the scaling compared to that. So DEMOGORGON truly towers above the heroes. Even if they are large, he's still quite immense when standing next to them. When you open the box for the figurine, it comes in 16 pieces, and you do have to cut some of them out of the place where they come attached to, and that can make for some mistakes, and you can ruin your figurine if you don't do it properly. I recommend an X-Acto knife or a very sharp knife so that you can then scrape off whatever's left over or whatever mistakes you've done. You can smooth them out. My figurine came in imperfect. One of the heads, where you're supposed to attach it to the body, there was a lump of resin still melted onto it, and you couldn't just separate it, you couldn't cut it out. I literally had to scrape for about an hour to eventually get it to fit into the location where it's supposed to be attached to, so that it didn't look really, really strange or like it was off or like it was damaged. So that's one thing to look out for and be prepared for. Also, when you take the figurine out of the box, it comes still with some residue of an agent that they use during the manufacturing process. The figurine feels a little oily to the touch, and I highly recommend that you rinse the entire figurine with water and soap to get rid of that agent, because that can affect your painting process if you plan on painting him. Here you can see him unpainted. I'll later be showing you some other pictures I took of him unpainted when I put him together. The resin material that they use to create him is very high quality, and it is very durable. It's not as brittle or easy to break as, say, the Hero Forge plastic or even the Hero Forge premium plastic. It's very brittle. This one is pretty durable, so it looks like, you can move them around and not be scared that, one of the tentacles will come off or anything of the sort. This is some of the pictures that I took before I painted him, after I had put him together. And these are some pictures also that you'll be seeing during the painting process, the layers that I used, some of the color schemes that I used to get the final result. Overall, I'm extremely happy with this figure. It's one of my favorite figurines. Actually, I take that back. It's my favorite figurine that I've ever bought. It's truly remarkable and impressive when you show it to people. I give this figurine a 10 out of 10. Sure, there were some manufacturer defects, but that's to be expected. I'm sure not everybody's figurine has the same issues when they took it out of the box. And overall, I'm extremely happy with the end result. When I painted him, I primed him in black, and then I painted the base coats. His fur, I actually used a dark copper color, which made the fur really shine and stand out. I really like how that came out. For the chest, you can see I did a layer of red. Then I layered some yellow and then did another layer of yellow so it could be brighter. Then I layered white just at the very center. And obviously I left the outer area of the glowing chest in red so that you could see that effect of the fading light. I did a very similar thing with the biceps, although I didn't use such a thick layer of yellow paint or white. And the tongue itself, I did use a lot of yellow and white so it could be glowing, as well as the nostrils and the eyes. I'm really happy with how it came out, and I think you do get that glowing effect when you look at them. For the legs and the reptilian scales on the tentacles, I used a very dark hunter green. Used 2 layers of that, and then I highlighted it with a much lighter green and then dry brushed just the edges so that you can really see, kind of get the impression of green. If I would have just left the darker one, it would have been almost black and it wouldn't quite have worked quite as well. For the tentacles, that took quite a bit of work actually. I initially painted the tentacles in off kind of bone white. That was the base coat. Then I layered it, and I wasn't happy with how it came out. I layered it with a slightly darker off-white. Then I put a flesh tone on it, and I still wasn't happy, so I did a flesh wash, and that was okay. I dry brushed a little bit of pink just to kind of get that purplish feel of the tentacle on the bottom of the tentacle. And in the end, I'm kind of happy with how it came out. I did some minor detailing with some white in order to get that final look at the end. And that is our review. Again, it is a 10 out of 10 for figurines. It is quite pricey, over 100 US dollars. So if you can afford it, I highly recommend that you get that figurine, especially if you're running out of the abyss. Any questions? Leave in the comments below. Share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.